Anne Frank was born on the 12th of June 1929. She lived with her family in Frankfurt, Germany. Adolf Hitler became the leader of Germany in 1933. Adolf Hitler hated the Jews so much, he enforced strict laws for the Jews.
Some of these laws were that Jews had to be inside before dark. They had to shop at certain shops between the hours of 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. They also had to go to Jewish schools.
To show that they were Jewish, they had to wear the Star of David on their shirts.
When these laws occurred, the Frank family went to Holland. Later, Adolf Hitler took over Holland. The Frank family went into hiding. They hid in a secret annex, which was placed behind the factory of Otto Frank.
The Van Pels family joined the Frank family in hiding. The names of the Van Pels family were Herman, Augusta, and their son Peter.
A few months later, Dr. Pfeffer joined the Franks in hiding.
Since there were 8 people living in the Acta house, there were some very serious arguments. Some of these arguments were at dinner.
Don't talk back to an adult. I can say whatever I like. Yes, and you should teach your daughter some manners. I brought my children.
Anne and her father had very different relationships to Anne and her mother. Anne didn't like her mother very much. She thought that she couldn't tell her mother things that she could tell her father. Ada Frank, Anne's mother, got very upset when Anne didn't want to talk to her, and she asked for her father instead.
Another relationship was between Anne and her father. Anne loved her father.
But she doesn't understand, so there's no use telling her anything. But when your mother was little, she was exactly like you. But I don't believe that, because if she was exactly like me, she'd understand when I need to tell her things. But do you ever give her a chance to?
When Edith was very upset, she often went to me to let her feelings out.
Anne doesn't respect me anymore, and all the Germans and the guns and the bombings, I think they're going to find us.
Well, have you tried talking to your family about this? They might be really scared too.
No.
Margaret was Anne's sister. Margaret was very smart and polite. Anne was jealous of Margaret because Mrs. Van Pels said to her that she should be more like her sister Margaret. Anne felt sorry for her sister because she had nobody to talk to deeply. Anne often went to her sister to have a discussion.
Anne didn't like her new roommate, Dr. Dussel, as Anne would call him, Dr. Pfeffer, and Anne would always fight over the desk. Anne would always write things about her terrible life, and Dr. Pfeffer would read and write letters to his very loved girlfriend and his son. Whenever he would read a letter from his family, he got emotional and would often break down in tears.
Anne and Peter liked each other very much because they were trapped in the Acta house for just over 2 years.
She gets really upset when I ask for father. I don't know what I should do. And father said that mother was exactly like me when she was younger. But I don't believe that. Because I'm sure that when she was younger, she wasn't locked up in a room like this, bored 24 hours a day, with the war and the guns going on outside, and scared in case somebody finds us, and not having your own room. And Dr. Pfeffer bothering you all the time? The only person that I have to speak to is father. And you.
I can understand what you're going through. I've been through that too. Father never respects me. He always discourages me. He shouts at me when I get in trouble. He thinks I'm dumb.
Well, I guess all parents are like that. Not understanding what's going on in our lives. I'm just so glad that I have you here. Otherwise, I'd have nobody.
Thanks. I'm happy that I have you here too. I'm usually lonely, but now I have you here to talk to.
Here What did you do to Anne?
Peter, answer your father. He asked you a question.
Nothing. We're just talking.
I'd like to believe that.
Darling, whatever happens, it ought to be Anne's fault. Because you know our son always tells the truth.
I don't care what you think.
You should care what we think.
I don't have to care if you blame it on someone else. I'm going to bed. Good night.
Why do you always take his side?
Why do you always have to be nasty to my son?
I am not.
You are so!
Shut up! And as the days go on, more arguments are being made. I just can't wait to get out of here. And I can't wait till the war is over. So then I can live a happy and normal life with Peter. And I hope that my book can be published. Yours, Anne.
The Franks were captured and sent to Westerbork, and on the 3rd of September they were taken to Auschwitz. In October 1944, Anne and Margot transferred to Bergen-Belsen. Anne and Margot later died in Bergen-Belsen from diseases. Of all the others, Otto Frank survived. The positive side of this is that Anne's diary survived and has taught people the effects of what could happen if racism continues.